What is up, everybody? This is the first episode of the Ringside Rewind Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Andre. I'm alongside here with my other co-host, Matt. And together we are the tag team of, like I said, Ringside Rewind. And so we're going to do a little bit of introduction first to start off the show, kind of who we're about, why we're here, what got us into wrestling in the first place. And then from there, going into what our podcast is about, what you can expect from us, and then the topic of the day, which our topic of the day is going to be the January 5th episode, 1 year anniversary, which holds so dearly to my heart. And you guys will see why of why we're doing this podcast in the first place. And so we'll go ahead and get started. Matt, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself first? And yeah, we'll go from there, man.
It'd be an absolute pleasure. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for joining us here on the Ringside Rewind. My name is Matthew. Pro wrestling holds a special part in my life. It holds a special part in my heart as well. January 5th will be the 1 year anniversary as Raw on Netflix. Wow. To think that I've been watching pro wrestling for almost 30 years. I remember when episode 1 appeared on Monday Night Raw. I remember watching it on the USA Network as a little kid. But the one thing I love more about thinking about January 5th is that's how Andre and I met, at the Intuit Dome when Raw came to Netflix. We met right outside, started talking, and now just what became an awesome friendship. So 1 year anniversary of our friendship, 1 year anniversary of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And I'm looking forward to 2026. I'm looking forward to Ringside Rewind coming at you every week, giving you what we think the world of pro wrestling is for the WWE, as well as for AEW, as well as for TNA and all the other brands out there.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. And I appreciate our brotherhood that we've had for a year now. It's crazy to think that this is the anniversary, not only just the episode of Raw being on Netflix, but also the anniversary of our friendship. So that's the way.
Right.
That's the reason why it holds so dearly to my heart. The reason why that date means so much to me is because there's history not only behind the show that we love so dearly, but also the history of us. And so, yeah, man, I'm excited to introduce myself. Obviously, the name is Andre, aka Jay Uso. A lot of people seem to think that I look like him. A lot of people also seem to think that I look like Solo. So I'm not complaining. But
good family tree to be part of, though.
Absolutely.
You could be part of the MFTs.
I might as well get a DNA test at this point, honestly. But no, the reason why we and him started to do this is because we both obviously hold such a big passion about wrestling in general, whether that be WWE, AEW, TNA, AAA, you name it, we're into it. So basically, I got into wrestling way back when I was in about 4th, 5th, 6th grade. The very first superstar that caught my attention was actually the Great Khali. And the reason why was because he was in one of my favorite movies, which was The Longest Yard. That was the one with Adam Sandler, Stone Cold, Kevin Nash. Yeah. And Great Khali was in it, right? And so the Great Khali, I'm like, holy crap. And so I remember one time I just tuned into, WWE. It was Friday Night SmackDown. I can't remember who he was facing, but he was wrestling. He was on the TV when I turned the TV on and clicked on the channel for
Great Khali.
for SmackDown. Yeah, the Great Khali, man. So since then, I've been hooked onto wrestling, not only because of the great storylines it holds, but also the fact that it holds so much nostalgia throughout the years. No matter how good or bad, up and down it's always been there. It's always been my own personal getaway to just pretty much just relieve and forget about the world for a second and just relax and get immersed into this world that is professional wrestling. So that's why we're doing this podcast, man. Like me and him, we've known each other for a year now, but it honestly seems a lot longer. I'm really glad we're doing this because we had been talking about this for a while, and we thought it'd be a great idea just to have not only just have the actual platform itself having a podcast, but bringing our phone conversations that we have onto a camera and a microphone and just putting it out there and to see if anybody disagrees or agrees with us. And so we're here to have fun, and I'm excited to, essentially start off this new year with you, a new episode of Monday Night Raw that's coming up here in a couple of days, and a podcast. So,
what's funny about pro wrestling, and I've been to so many events in my life And I've been to so many different, what we used to call back in the day, pay-per-views. Now they're PLEs. I've been to a few WrestleManias. I've been to Monday Night Raws. I've been to SmackDowns. And you meet so many different people. You know, you go to these events and you talk to people. And you know, one thing, you know, no matter what bad could be going on in the world, WWE and pro wrestling, it seems like it shuts off the negative and brings the positive together. You know, I've talked to people that they say, hey, I've met my wife at a WWE event. I met my husband at a WWE event. I met my family at WWE events. I've talked to couples where they'd say, we were going to get a divorce. We started watching Raw. It brought us back together. My family's back together. It brought our kids together. And that's what I love about pro wrestling. And now you got so many generations of people watching pro wrestling, from their grandchildren to their children to their children's. There's so many generations, and that's what I love about it. And that's why I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm so excited for 2026 and January 5th, man. What do you think? CM Punk versus Braun Breaker.
It's going to be a huge one, man. It's going to be a great matchup. I'm kind of sad there's only 3 matches lined up on the card as of right now. But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and kind of give you guys a layout of the land of what to expect from us. And so what to expect of Ringside Rewind Podcast. Tongue twister. We have such a tongue twister of a name, but you can expect, I know, right? But no, what to expect from us. You guys can expect, honestly, weekly episodes. The whole point of it, like you said in the name, is Ringside Rewind. We like to reflect back and talk about what happened and what was notable throughout the week of professional wrestling. And like I said, we're not holding it just to WWE. Obviously, WWE is the company that we follow the most, the one that we love the most, the one that we're into the most. But we're also going to be covering AEW, AAA, and TNA. And honestly, anything professional wrestling that catches our eye, we're going to bring it to the table because obviously that's what we're about. We love the world of professional wrestling. We love what it brings. We love the nostalgia and the feelings, the emotion it brings out of not only just us, but other people as well. And kind of like you were going off of, it's live entertainment, man. It's a great platform. It's a great way to just get away. And I feel bad for anybody that isn't into professional wrestling the way that we are, because not only because of our special history that we have together, spending not only just the first episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix with each other, we just met a year ago, but also we've gone to WrestleMania 41 in Vegas.
Right.
We spent that
was
together.
One fun trip.
We also went most recently to Survivor Series in San Diego. So the world of wrestling has not only brought me to a point where I'm able to not only live out my childhood dream, which was always to go to WrestleMania, of course, but also to meet wrestlers. I've met Penta, I've met Rhea, I've met Jay. I've met people that I never thought I would ever meet. The opportunities that have come along with it have been phenomenal. And like I said, man, I just can't wait to not only just hold this platform with you, but also to share our memories and bring it to the world and, bring people alongside with us to this journey. And also, eventually start adding people to the show, guest speakers and whatnot, getting their take. And eventually, if we get big enough, have a little live chat going as well. So that way we can go feed off you guys, but also you guys can hear us out as well. So yeah, we're going to have fun with this. We're going to roll with this. It's the first episode. So if we screw up, apologies, but we're going to get better. So heading into that, obviously, is the big one, right? Our
Monday
anniversary of
January 5th,
Monday Night Raw, right? Yeah, exactly.
And not only that, it's Stranger Things night on Monday Night Raw.
Stranger Things too, which is, I get it. I mean, obviously, they have the partnership now with Netflix. So if you're a Stranger Things fan, tune in. Because this is not only going to be an episode for just us as WWE fans, but also Stranger Things as well. So who knows what sort of expectation they're going to bring.
And I've never actually followed the Stranger Things, so I know it has a big following.
Same. And the thing is, I've been wanting to get into it so bad, but I just haven't gotten to it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Either.
Kind of lacking
I don't know much about it.
I might
looking forward to what they could put together with Monday Night Raw.
Exactly. And I might just have to start actually watching it. I only watched like part of like the very first episode of the very first season. I really want to get into it because I've heard such a good show. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and name off the card that we have for the Monday Night Raw coming up. And so obviously the very first one that I have down is Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental Championship. The second one obviously is Kabuki Warriors and Io and Rhea. That'll be a good match. And then finally, we got our main event, which is CM Punk and Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. And obviously, going back to that, Kabuki Warriors and Io and Rhea, obviously for the women's tag team title.
Women's tag team champion.
Yeah, we've only had 3 matches so far, which is sort of odd considering obviously this is the first anniversary of Raw on Netflix. Matt, why don't you go ahead and tell me? Let's start off with the very first one: Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. What are your predictions with that match?
I love the evolution of Becky Lynch. I love the character that she's playing, coming from, still being the man, Becky Lynch, but I love the heel aspect of Becky Lynch. I think Maxine Dupree has grown a lot coming out of the shadows of the Alpha Academy, being there under the Master Chad Gable. And I think she's grown a lot on the microphone, being able to cut promos. She's holding herself together. But I love how Becky Lynch is tying in all her problems is part of this storyline. It's the referee's fault. It's Adam Pearce's fault. It's always somebody else's fault. So I really look forward to seeing that match. I like the fact that, Becky is tweeting and commenting on X about how it's unfair. She's not going to show up if they don't suspend the referee, Jessica Carr. Now Jessica Carr is responding back on X. So I like that feud. And, we talk about the generational gaps in wrestling. We didn't have that 10, 15 years ago, where the storyline is now outside on social media. So, that's such a great way to bring people in. So I look forward to being a very strong match. I actually see Maxine Dupree probably keeping the title and holding on to the Intercontinental Women's Championship. How it's going to end, who knows? Do I think Becky has something up her sleeve? Probably, but I do see Maxine winning.
That's a great take. And like you were saying too, I'm loving the evolution of Becky Lynch. I'm a Becky Lynch fan from day one. The man, I think she's great as a face. I think she's even better as a heel, honestly. She's got a way of being able to strike a nerve with the fans, and I love that about her. And on top of that,
you're a
too,
classic heel.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how a proper heel should be. The way that she's going about it, and obviously, like you said, the tie-in of social media now is a great component of now continuing the feud outside of the TV realm. And so it's awesome to see not only just her posts on X, but also posts on Instagram as well. I don't know if you've been following on Instagram, but she does that little vlogs that she does on Instagram, and it's funny to watch.
And everybody agrees.
Awesome to watch.
I mean, ESPN agrees, Fox Sports
West Illustrated
everybody agrees on her.
But I think her evolution, especially since coming back, obviously to wrestling, obviously coming back WrestleMania 41, we saw that live in person. Her teaming up with Lyra.
That was great.
After Bayley was taken out, that was a great match, great return. I was excited to see her come back after she had spent some time off. But no, I'm loving the character development of her. However, Maxine Dupree has an enormous amount of respect coming from me, considering she not only won the Intercontinental Championship from Becky Lynch, but on top of that, too, coming out of the shadows of just the Alpha Academy and obviously shadows of Chad Gable. But also, we've seen the silhouettes that she's been involved with in the dungeon with Natty Neidhart, a.k.a. Natalya.
Yeah, I didn't think that. That was really good. Yeah.
So the fact that we're seeing a more grittier, the more edgier version of Maxine Dupree, I'm loving it, honestly. And she deserves it. Honestly, she's a talented in-ring performer. I'm really glad she's holding on to the title. I think she brings value to the title. Becky obviously had that value, but I think Maxine is really defining what it means to be Intercontinental Championship. And obviously the Intercontinental Championship, those mid-card titles are known as the workhorse titles.
Yep.
And so obviously I think she's doing a phenomenal job. And I do think she also retains as well. Because I really want to see who else she's feuding with, especially the fact that she's getting herself involved. I really want to see Natty Neidhart, not Natalya. I want to see Natty Neidhart, because if you see the development and the underground character of Natty Neidhart, that is the version of Natalya that I want to see brought into the WWE. Obviously, we've seen her work in the indies. We've seen her do shows as Natty Neidhart. that's the person that I want to see. That not only brings the level of immersion, but just it shows the hard work ethic that not only is she able to influence upon herself, Natalia herself, to bring out of, but also the fact that she also helps bring that out into Maxine as well.
Well, maybe we'll be lucky enough to see her at ringside this Monday night. And, on a personal note, Maxine Dupree, if you are watching, we want to say congratulations. She just got married to Anthony Luke from LFG.
That's right.
So coming off her wedding, I think this past weekend, New Year's weekend, got married to Anthony Luke. He's an uprising star from the LFG series. If you follow that on AMC, which I actually am following, I think they're on season 3 now. And it's a great developmental story, kind of like the old Tough Enough. That was her fiance. And personal note, Maxine, if you're watching, congratulations.
Congrats, Maxine. So let's move on to the next card. The next not match in the card. That is Kabuki Warriors versus Io and Rhea Ripley. What do you have? What's your take on that matchup?
Tough choice coming off a loss last night on SmackDown. The Kabuki Warriors took, in fact, I think Asuka took the pin last night coming off of SmackDown. I actually see the Kabuki Warriors retaining the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I think that they've been giving Rhea Ripley her run for her money. It's kind of hard going into the Royal Rumble what to predict, whether or not you let Rhea and Io Sky take the titles and head into Saudi Arabia into the Royal Rumble, or do you let them, have put on a really good wrestling match tomorrow night against the Kabuki Warriors. And then, of course, the Kabuki Warriors coming out on top. So I'm going to take the Kabuki Warriors. I think it's going to be a high-flying match. I see some shenanigans being involved in that match. I could see that Charlotte and Alyssa getting involved. I could also see Bayley. Alexa, excuse me. I also could see Bayley and what's her partner now?
Lyra
Valkyria. I could see her in the shadows as well. You know what I'd really like to see?
What's that?
You know what I'd really like to see? They started this here they had an 8-women tag match here on SmackDown. I'd like to see an 8-woman tag match at the Royal Rumble. And
that would be something.
I'd like something a little different with the Royal Rumble. And I think this tag division needs to be a little bit more spiced up. I'd like to see a ladder match at the Royal Rumble with these women in it. And then I'd like to see a rising star win the Rumble. Now, whether or not they go that direction, we got so many people coming up from NXT. We got other people, other ladies in the ladies division that I think could carry the Royal Rumble and really put on a good main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But if we're going to do anything with these tag titles, I'd like them hung above the ring in a ladder. And I'd love to see those ladies compete for those titles in Saudi Arabia.
Look, it's no denying that there is the women's roster in general for me is my favorite because there's so many.
You've always said that.
It's my absolute favorite because there's so many good wrestlers, not even just good, great, phenomenal wrestlers, not only coming out of the mid-card division, but also coming out from NXT as well. And so I'm really excited to see them honestly dominate and be the reason why there's so much attention in the women's division. Right now, the WWE women's division right now is on fire. And, that would be an amazing matchup to see see that matchup, ladder match, all of them involved and whatnot. Now I'm going to go opposite of the fence here. And I think Io and Rhea is going to win it. And I would like to see something different. I would really like to see what they have in store. I think if there's going to be any title switches, if there's anybody that's going to be swapping titles, I think it's going to be the Kabuki Warriors getting defeated by the team of Rio, but the team of Rio. So yeah, I think it's going to be that.
Now, do they win it fair though?
Fair, I don't know.
Is there shenanigans
there could
involved?
be. I think there is a potential definitely for some shenanigans. Obviously Bayley and Lyra want a shot. Charlotte and Alexa want a shot. They want to get their titles back. So I think there is a potential for that. Don't get me wrong. I think if anything, that could be the reason why they win. All the shenanigans going outside of the.
Keep in mind, we got the ladies from the Judgment Days too.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, Raquel
and Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne, yes, that's correct. And so, yeah, I think if anything, that would be cool to see for them to swap those. Or who knows? Adam Pierce. He likes to go out on a whim sometimes, and he likes
And
to
make
say,
it official.
"Let's make it official." So who knows? There could be very well be a potential of people getting involved, tag teams getting involved in the match, and him saying, "Screw it, let me just throw it all in there, and we'll just have one big matchup like that." And so that could be it. But I do think, in my opinion, I think that the Kabuki Warriors surrender the titles. So there's that. So
no matter what, those four ladies are going to put on one hell of a wrestling match, and it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be something to see.
Yes.
And with the Stranger Things theme, who knows how that's going to play involved with these matches?
That's exactly what it's going to be. We've seen Stranger Things, so that could very well be one of the things that are strange. So moving on from that, obviously we've got the main event, and that's going to be the CM Punk versus the Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. What do you see happening in that matchup?
Oh man, Andre, I'm looking forward to this one. To think that CM Punk last year headlined the Raw debut on Netflix against Seth Rollins, to think where Seth Rollins' story has came from there, how the hatred to Punk, to starting the Vision, to screwing him over with the cash-in at SummerSlam, to screwing all of us over, right? I think we were all hook, lined, and sinkered with Seth Rollins. To see into Braun Breaker kicking him out of the Vision, taking him out, to now Braun Breaker is in the main event of the Raw 1-year anniversary against CM Punk. Technically the best in the world, right? I'm so torn. I got so many things going through my mind. I'm so excited for this match. I actually see CM Punk retaining the World Heavyweight title. But I think that Braun Breaker is going to surprise us. I love the evolution of Braun Breaker as well. He's getting better on the mic. He's getting more aggressive. He's becoming that leader. He's becoming the Paul Heyman guy that I remember when Paul Heyman helped CM Punk years ago. He's becoming that Paul Heyman guy, that Brock Lesnar mean guy that Paul Heyman brought out of Brock Lesnar. But I still see CM Punk winning the title. I see there are a lot of shenanigans being involved. I believe the Vision's going to be at ringside. But I believe I have a strong feeling that CM Punk will retain, but it's going to be one hell of a match, and it's going to be entertaining. And I hope people really, really pay attention to this, because this is going to elevate WWE for 2025 or 2026, excuse
2026,
me.
Yes.
2026. I really think it's going to elevate it, and I think it's going to leave us all at the end of the night going, oh, whoa. And those are the feelings that you love to get, like, oh my God, that oh my God moment, right? Right. I think this is going to deliver. I think this match is going to be off the chart, but I do think CM Punk retains.
I think the same thing too. I think he's going to retain. There's so much more left of the storyline that CM Punk has to tell when it comes not only just him as the World Heavyweight Champion, but also the feud with the Vision currently. And who else, what's to come with him as being a champion. And so I do think that he retains until we'll see WrestleMania 42. I think he's going to have that season where he's on the road to WrestleMania. He's going to be champion. There's going to be people coming after him. Obviously, the Vision coming after him.
I think Braun Breaker's there, bro. I think I just don't think how do I want to say this the right way? Because I want to say it because I'm a Braun Breaker fan.
Yeah,
he's changed my mind a lot.
Yeah,
he's not just the big dumb guy, the big dumb bully that's gonna spear you, right? His promos have gotten so good, Dre. Oh yeah, so good to where you're like, whoa. No, you and I have talked before. CM Punk's one of the top 5 best on the microphone.
Yeah,
he's up there with John Cena and The Rock when it comes to tearing you down on the mic.
Yep.
That's CM Punk. But Braun Breaker, I don't think he's ready yet to carry the company. I don't think he's ready yet to be the guy. Okay. And I'm not saying that he can't be. I'm saying I don't think he's there yet. Though, would I put my money behind him? Yeah, but maybe in another 6 to 8 months. I don't even think he's ready yet to win the Royal Rumble. But then again, I was shocked last year when Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble.
True. So, nobody was expecting that.
Nobody was.
As a Jey Uso fan, I was not even expecting that.
No.
Now we knew that heading into it. Now we knew heading into it back then, he was hot as a face. And that there was something big lined up for him, but I didn't think he was going to win the Royal Rumble. That That I was not expecting that.
No. And the fact that he eliminated John Cena on his retirement.
Yeah, that's
tour.
huge. That's
Yeah.
huge.
So
That's huge.
so wherever they take us, this ride's going to be awesome for 26.
It is.
But I don't think yet. I don't think yet for Braun Breaker. I'm not saying that he's not going to be a champion. I'm not saying that this match is not going to kick ass. I know at the end of Raw on Monday night, we're all going to be like, oh my God.
Yes.
But
I
what
agree.
to expect?
I'm with you. I'm with you there. I think CM Punk's going to retain. Braun has done an amazing job, especially building himself as one of Paul Heyman's guys, but building himself up as a heel, as a legitimate heel, as a dominant heel. And obviously, you know, who's to say what's to come with obviously him, Bronson Reed, and obviously the newest addition of Austin Theory being a part of the division.
And Logan Paul.
I totally forgot about Logan Paul. That's correct.
Do you know my hardcore prediction? You know what I think is going to happen?
What's that?
And hold me to it, everybody. Please hold me to it. I think Brock Lesnar gets involved, and I think Brock Lesnar's.
I was gonna say I have here on my thing right here, and just to prove it, on my note card, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says possible returns, and as you can see, I have Brock or Roman. So
and keep in mind, folks, I did not see that card.
He did not see this card.
Great minds think alike.
I was the one to just keep it so dearly to my heart, but I can see an involvement of Brock coming back. I do think there is somebody's going to return. We know that for a fact. Obviously, we just saw Zack Ryder, aka Matt Cardona, return.
Yeah,
this past Friday, which I'm so glad he's back.
And the return of the Viper.
Yes, and the return of Randy Orton. I do think something big is going to happen. Obviously, to start off the new year in SmackDown, we had those two big returns. I do think obviously something bigger is going to happen on Monday. It'll be interesting to see. I think Brock's going to come back, but who knows? I hope to see somebody. Now, let me ask you this question. A lot of people think that obviously we know that Chris Jericho's AEW contract is up. Do we see him on Monday, or do we see him return to the Royal Rumble?
I'm going to give you two answers to that. I'm going to tell you what I want and what I think.
Okay.
What I want is I would love to see Chris Jericho every night. I remember the Ayatollah rock and roll.
And by the way, he looks phenomenal.
No,
that
he does.
Man I'm sorry. He looks so out of shape. I am so sorry. He's 57, which is crazy, but he looked terrible. Look, he didn't care. He looks phenomenal now. He looks happy. He looks good. He looks like he's ready to dominate.
The voice of Fozzy.
Yes. Come on now. Like, he looks good. Like, this is Y2J we're speaking. This is Y2J. So, anyways, go ahead. I just want to add that in there.
Like I said, I'm going to give you what I think and what I want.
Okay.
What I want is to see Chris Jericho. What I want and what I wanted was never to see Chris Jericho leave. You know, he's one of my favorites since I was a kid. I loved him, one of the original cruiserweight champions. I loved his matches against Eddie Guerrero, against Benoit, against Angle. I could go back to those type of days. Chris Jericho. You know, I remember when he made his Raw debut in August of '99, trash talking The Rock, the countdown to the millennial clock. Loved it all. Okay. You just made the list. Loved Chris Jericho. Loved his character. I loved he had the best feud with the McMahons. Awesome stuff with Chris Jericho. What I want is to see Chris Jericho there Monday night. I think every WWE fan would go crazy. I think the internet world would go crazy. I think we're also expecting that we're going to see Chris Jericho. So what I think is going to happen is I think it's going to happen at the Rumble. Do I think Chris Jericho will be here? Yes. I think he'll be a special entrance at the Rumble. I think Saudi Arabia is in for a treat when that countdown clock hits. I hope it's old school Jericho, and it's probably going to happen in Saudi. For this Monday night on Raw, I seriously think Brock Lesnar will be there. I think Brock Lesnar is going to screw over Braun Breaker. He's not a Vision guy. Brock Lesnar is a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
And that's where I see that. I see something where that's where the conflict happens and CM Punk retains.
Or how about this? Hot take. It's not Braun that screws Braun. Sorry, Brock that screws Braun. There's so many B's, first of all. Bronson, Brock, come on. Triple B. I think there's a potential that Roman helps CM Punk. CM Punk retains, but Roman helps him. Obviously, he still has a feud with the Vision, but I
Okay.
do think we see an appearance of Roman. Definitely think that there's a potential. Definitely think there's a potential, obviously, for Brock to return. Um, so I don't know. I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I'm hoping that we're in for a treat. I'm hoping for something that we do not expect to happen. Okay,
That's right.
and that's all I want. Right, all I want is to be surprised, and for me to end the show with my hands above my head in awe, and just like, okay, that was good. Like,
And you guys all know out there in the pro wrestling world, you guys all know that that a shock
yes,
is a
yes,
shock that you can't get over.
yes, yes,
Those, oh my God.
yeah,
I remember, I know I'm aging myself here out there, guys. When that glass broke, there was no greater excitement. When whoosh, and you heard it.
yeah, yeah.
You know, when John Cena's music hit, when The Rock's music hit, all that
Mm-hmm.
excitement. When Seth Rollins dropped those crutches at SummerSlam, I think everybody,
Yep.
when John Cena tapped out just last month, we all went,
Not
those
expecting
moments
it.
are
Not,
moments that you remember forever.
and with obviously it being the first Monday Night Raw of 2026, we're in for a treat. We kind of know Triple H's formula now. Like, he likes to do things on special dates, special occasions, special
Yeah.
locations. So obviously, with it being in Brooklyn, I'm hoping for a good one. Live at the Barclays Center. I'm hoping that it's a Monday Night Raw that is just as good as the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix this past year in 2025, where we first met. I'm hoping it's even better this year.
You know, Raw's celebrating its 32nd birthday. Or
Yep.
excuse me, 33. 1993 was Raw number one.
Yep.
1993. So that's what, 33 years ago here in January.
Yeah.
I want to say, if my history's right, please correct me, folks, if I'm wrong, but I think it was January 19th, Monday night, January 19th, 1993 was Raw episode 1. And it was in Brooklyn too, just not at the Barclays Center, but it was in Brooklyn. And that was the first episode that, and to think that this is the longest running episodic television program, like I said, generations upon generations, the greatest superstars that we talk about from the past have been on Raw, great memories on Raw. I think this Monday night's going to be one of those that we're all going to be all excited for, as well as we're going to get a shock no matter what happens. I know one more thing to talk about for Monday Night Raw is, where does the storylines go from here? We know Dominic Mysterio is our Intercontinental Champion. He's our AAA champion. He's out with an injury, but he did post. I saw something on X earlier, Dre. I don't know if you saw and followed Dominic, that doctor says it's not going to be a big injury. He'll be out. He'll be back pretty soon. So hopefully maybe we'll see him tomorrow night at ringside with them. Finn Balor. I know he's something big. Really heating up big with Finn Balor. JD McDonough's out injured, but I think the Judgment Day and with Finn, maybe we see Demon Finn this year, maybe at the Rumble.
Hoping so. Really cool. That's my favorite gimmick of his. Demon Finn from NXT, don't matter. Finn dominated NXT. To me, he's the GOAT of NXT. That Finn is what we need back, not the Judgment Day NXT that we have right now. I think, honestly, it's kind of overplayed now at this point. He needs to come back as the Demon. That's just my personal opinion. I know he hates face painting himself and painting his body. Cool. I love it. That's part of wrestling. I know he hates it because every single time he has to apply it, it's a pain, but I don't care. I love him as the Demon.
I heard somebody say it's just like 3 to 4 hours for him to do it all.
I don't. It's so detailed, and then all of us for just to come wiping out. You sweating.
It's all over your chest.
Exactly.
And then lastly, we can't not talk about Raw and not talk about the fact that we got new tag team champions with the Usos back together. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll be there on Monday night, just coming off their win against Dragon Lee and the phenomenal AJ Styles, who I think is TNA's all-time champion, AJ Styles.
Yep. The teenage John
one of
Cena.
My favorites.
Yep.
Coming off a loss to them, and we got new tag team champions. Where do the Usos go this year, bro? What do you think is going to happen Monday night with the Usos?
Honestly, we'll see. Who knows? Obviously, we only have 3 official matches on the card. Obviously, we'll probably see some matches made along the way throughout the night. Some segments, matches getting set up. Who knows? We could very well see, maybe see him defend it. Obviously see him in action. To add on to the AJ thing, obviously this is his final year. Obviously there's been rumors of a retirement tour or something special for him to come. Who knows who's to know? Obviously, AJ, I really hope he has another shot at a world title. We'll see how likely that is this year, but obviously that's something to note. But I definitely think we'll see the Usos on Monday for sure, especially with them being as the new tag team champions. Obviously, I was very ecstatic for that when that happened, when they won. That 1D, yeah, yeet, 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. But yeah, I think we'll definitely see them. And yeah, I just want to be surprised. I just want it to be a good show. I don't want to be lackluster, with it being now on Netflix. I know we've seen, I'm hoping it's at least a 3-hour show. I'm hoping it for a big
funny,
one.
we haven't seen a Raw go 3 hours since Netflix.
Since the very first one where we were at, we haven't seen one. So hopefully maybe this is where they bring it back. And
now SmackDown's 3 hours.
Yep, exactly. So hopefully that gives them more room time for not only the mid card to build up, the tag team division to build up, but also I just want everybody to have a chance and make a good show, man. So
we cannot not talk about Raw and not mention the most hated guy in pro wrestling, and that's Gunther. And I think coming off beating John Cena, coming off that victory over the greatest, in my opinion, still the greatest of all time to ever do it, the 17, never seen 17, John Cena. Miss you, John. But I could tell you that Gunther's going to have a great 2026. And you and I have talked before when it relates to Gunther, he is the villain now. I know you got him on Raw, and then you got Drew McIntyre being the villain over there on SmackDown. But they're those hated guys, and I would love to see Gunther and AJ. I would love to see that at WrestleMania. I would love to see that as a really good wrestling match. For AJ Styles, they got something going right now. Maybe that's one reason why the titles were dropped to the Usos. But we'll see where 2026 leads for Gunther.
Yes, I think he's gonna have a huge year as well. As we wrap up the show, I want to leave up. One more question for you, and obviously I'll answer the question myself. Who do you think is going to be the breakout star for 2026 for WWE?
I'm going to give you both male and female.
Okay.
Breakout star for female for WWE. My breakout star. I'm going to go, and it's kind of a weird answer, but I think coming out of the shadows of Asuka, I'm going to go with Kairi Sane.
Okay.
As a female breakout. I know she's been on the roster for a while. She's done her thing with the Kabuki Warriors. So I don't mean breakout as in brand new to the company or brand new to wrestling. I think she's going to come out of the shadows of Asuka. I like Kyra. I like watching her. I think the insane elbow is one of my fun. I love that finishing maneuver. But I could see her kind of doing her own thing. Maybe the Kabuki Warriors, they broke up. They've gotten back together. They broke up. They've gotten back together. I would love to see her do something special this year. I'd love to see her do something special if she's in the Rumble this year. So I'm going to go with her. I'm also liking, I believe, Julia over there on SmackDown. I like her. She's having her thing with Jade Cargill, but I really like that feud that's been going on. If they give her a little bit more TV time, a little bit more time on the mic. And then for my male star of the year, I got two. And one of them right now just got called up to Friday Night SmackDown. I'm going to go with Trick Williams.
Trick Willie.
I'm going to go with Tricky Willie. I'm going to go with Trick Williams for breakout star over there on SmackDown, just getting called up. Congratulations to the main roster. And then look forward to big things. He's done big things over there in NXT. He won the first ever TNA champion cross brands. So I look forward to seeing some big things out of Trick Williams. And then on Raw, you know what? It hasn't happened yet, but I'm going to say I want to see Ricky Saint really pick up. Yeah. I think that his villain run now, his little heel run that they got him going on NXT, I would love to see that. I know everybody's going to say your boy is bouncy, that boy.
Javon.
I'm cool with him yet. I think he needs a little bit more polished, a little bit more mic time. Do I think he's ready to come to the main roster? I think he's ready to come up and have some fun. But I'm going to go with
Ricky Saints.
Ricky Saints. I always want to say
Ricky
Starks.
Starks. I know.
But Ricky
That's how it
Saints.
should be.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ricky Saints as a
Yeah.
breakout. I think that he is probably going to do good things. And he, as a bad guy, as a heel, I'm liking that a lot.
Yeah. I really like your choices that you've chosen because they're mine as well. For female, I'm saying Julia. I think her first run as the U.S. women's title was very lackluster. Obviously, she's paired with Kiana James. I really hope for a better version of her this second time around as United States champion. She was so huge on NXT. She was a big component of that roster when she was there. Obviously, feuding with Stephanie Vaquer. Obviously, when it was her, Zarya, all of them, all together when they were first debuted on NXT. But I do think she's gonna have a breakout year. I'm hoping that for as well. But my main one is gonna be Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka has.
I forgot about her.
Sol Ruka has dominated NXT. Fan favorite. Has a great moveset, great in-ring performer, great on the mic. I think she's won over a lot of fans' hearts. I think obviously she's made appearances on SmackDown as well on the main roster.
Can you see her in the Women's Rumble in Saudi?
Absolutely. She's definitely going to be part of that. I really hope she goes as far as Roxanne did when she was in the Rumble. And so I think Sol Ruka is going to have a breakout year. I think 2026 is going to be her year. I do think that we'll see her get called up to the main roster here very soon. So that's what I'm going to go with female. For male wrestlers, I'm definitely going with Trick Williams. Trick Williams has dominated NXT for so long. TNA champion, as you said before, that's the very first one. Obviously, the NXT champion as well. With him now being on the main roster, obviously we got to see a segment with him being on the mic with Sami Zayn this past Friday, and
he held his own too. I'm
telling you right now, he is his character is perfect. And I'm so glad he's finally showcasing that on the main roster now. Now everybody gets to see what Trick Willie is about.
Nick Aldis gave him a match against Ray Phoenix on the next SmackDown here in Berlin.
And so I think he's winning that match. I'm really glad that he's finally on the main roster. He's earned it. It was just a matter of time. I thought it was overdue, honestly, but I'm finally glad it's finally happened. Another male superstar that I see obviously having a good 2026 as well is Obafemi. Obafemi obviously has dominated NXT. We saw that match that he had with Cody at Saturday Night's main event. Unfortunately, obviously, it just had to result in a no contest, obviously, after Drew got involved, which obviously is predictable. I get Triple H wants to keep both superstars strong, but I'm like, dude, just give me one clean result for once, especially with
the champion, bro.
I get it. I get it. I really do. But dude, it's not going to hurt nobody to see a clean result for once. So I get it's for storyline purpose. I get obviously you want to carry momentum. You want to keep momentum for both.
Can't
superstars.
Show weakness to the champion.
Right. And I get that, but I'm just like, come on, dude. So I think those are my two female and two male. So yeah, as we wrap this up, like I said, you guys can expect us to have an episode out every week. We're going to be recording these obviously at the very end of the week after Raw, after NXT, and after SmackDown has officially been over, and we can kind of just talk about and rewind, no pun intended, obviously homage to our name, but rewind throughout the week and reflect on what has happened and what our opinions on it as are. And so as we wrap things up, again, my name is Andre. This is my brother, Matt. Matt, do you have any parting words as we close out our first episode of Ringside Rewind?
Yes, sir. Yes, I do. We do this stuff because we all are part of this pro wrestling universe. We're all part of this wonderful universe of pro wrestling. All of us come from different backgrounds, but we do this because we love this. And we hope that you guys love this. We want to give this as a treat to you. So we ask for you to share us, follow us, give us a like, give us your response, give us your comments, anything we could do, everything that you want to talk about, please let us know. That's why we want to do this. No comment is a bad comment. We take everything. We take positive criticism, corrective criticism, but we do this because we love this. And we do this because we love talking about this world of professional wrestling, this universe that just binds us all together, no matter where your background is. WWE and all of pro wrestling just brings us together. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say thank you. 2026 is going to be a phenomenal year. If you're not a wrestling fan, hop on, come onto the train. It's a time to do
Never
it.
Too
it's
late.
a time to ask it. Never too late. So much is going to happen with the Rumble right around the corner. We have Berlin. We have 3 stages of Hell match coming up. This Monday Night Raw is going to be off the chart. So much coming up. A Saturday night's main event before the Rumble. You know, it's going to be a great year. Then we have Elimination Chamber going into WrestleMania. That kicks off the road to WrestleMania in 3 weeks. Wow,
Yes.
Think about that. 3 weeks away, guys. We're on the road to WrestleMania.
We'll be there, and we'll be
That's the
there as
Rumble.
well. We'll be in Vegas again.
We'll be there live in Vegas as well.
Yep.
So with that said, I want to say thank you, and we look forward to seeing you in about a week.
Yes. And so for now, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and listening to us and just rant about what we love so much. And so, yeah, to wrap things up, this is the first episode of Ringside Rewind. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and share this podcast to your friends, your family, whoever it may be that may like wrestling or wants to get into wrestling. I think we're 2 very interesting people. So yeah, I can't wait to see what this 2026 holds for the both of us and our podcast. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what happens. And yeah, new year, new us. So go us.
In the words of a great man and a WWE Hall of Famer, oh hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys again for
next week.
tuning in, and see you guys again next week.